I'm a believer. I am a believer. Yes, indeed. The mighty Thor. Covers of the 70s. The number of 5-star quality covers I've seen has been mind-blowing. And I've got more Thor in store. And when it comes to the pop culture cosmonaut, you can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. But most of all, you better believe. You better believe, because I believe in you. Yeah. All right. Yes, indeed. Let's commence with the proceedings. This is number 15 on my list. This is Mighty Thor 288, man. And this came out in July of 1979. End of the decade. This is the work of Keith Pollard and Bob Layton. All right. So on here you see it's the fury of the forgotten hero. And it's the mighty Thor in an epic brawl with the forgotten hero. He's known by many names. He's lived a very long life. All right. And Thor looks like he's met his match here on this cover. The background, the green background, it's a little bit confusing. And you might think, what is that? I see, if you can make it out, you think, what? Does it look like someone's arms are crossed, perhaps? Because in this issue are the Celestials, or at least one of the Celestials. Now, this issue came out near the end of the decade. A lot of change in the title. But this issue, again, Thor doing battle with this hero. And he says here, I am hero. Now do you hear me? Hero, undying essence of all heroes. Slam, as he just clocks him with a left. All right, that's big time stuff right there. All right, now this man, Gilgamesh, the forgotten one, the forgotten hero, he comes back later in Marvel Comics continuity. He's an Eternal, first of all, and he's also an ex-Avenger. He became an Avenger near the time that I stopped reading it, around issue 300. I covered this in some of my worst or least favorite covers in Avengers history. Great art team here, though. I don't ever want to slander them. But yeah, he had some different looks over the years. I liked the one that he had in Thor 288, that silver armored look. Very distinctive and very powerful. The other looks, not so much. All right then, we shall move on to number 14 on the list. This issue, this is number 243. This is a bizarre cover, is it not? Very confusing at first glance. You see there's a T-Rex in the front, right in Thor's grill. Okay, and it looks like some Mongol hordes riding in on horses in the background with the dust being kicked up. You can see in the sky there are some space troops, I'll call them, riding some sky cycles of some kind. Some interesting mix of adversaries for Thor, and there's turmoil in the time stream. My goodness. The colors work beautifully on this cover. The different levels of distance and so on, and again the jarring anachronistic combination of foes presents a very interesting combination of images here. I love the purple, the pinkish purple in the background and the black sky in the top. This is wonderful stuff. And even at the top, under the letterbox, it says, "Can even the God of Thunder stand against the legions of time gone mad?" That's a good way of describing it. Now, in this issue, all right, you have the Tomorrow Man, Zarko. I covered him a little bit in my previous video on Thor. This man lives in the far future, but he doesn't care. He hops around like it's nothing. And here he has his own world to rule, and he comes with his servitor in the background against Thor and the Warriors 3 and Jane Foster, of course. He needs Thor's help in this issue. Look at some of the panels. In this video, I might cover a few more panels than usual. I couldn't help myself this time. There's so much goodness in these Thor issues of the 70s. Look at this panel here. This time cube that Zarko employs to travel through different centuries. He can just move around at will. It's impressive stuff. Look at this page. Incredible imagination. And Zarko's world of the future, the 50th century, that he rules a ruined dystopian future. But just forward-thinking panels, unbelievable stuff. The Tomorrow Man, Zarko, he's one of Thor's oldest foes. He debuted in Journey into Mystery 86 back in the early 60s, back when comics were 12 cents. Damn. And he appeared a few times after that in Journey into Mystery. Interesting foe for Thor. And this cover I really appreciate as well. Just the mix of images. Incredible stuff. Moving on to number 13 on the list. This is Mighty Thor 219. All right, and this is the work of John Buscema in October of 1973. Okay, now this is the power of the Protector fighting on this cosmic bridge, as it may look. Of course, the Rainbow Bridge is usually colored a bit more nicely than this, but as we see this background of green everywhere, these green planets in space, or in this realm, I should say. I must say, I love the struggle on this cover. The Protector himself looks like a serious piece of business to deal with. Looks kind of like a nose tackle, for the Giants, New York Giants or something. But to be honest with you, on the inside, he's not colored the same. He's actually green in it. The Protector is green. And he comes from, he ends up getting deployed from this little spherical, this golden sphere, and he jumps out of it, the Protector. In the issue, he doesn't really present that much of a great fight, to be honest, but the cover just makes it look like a real match for Thor. The way he's catching Thor's hammer in his hand, and the blast coming from that. It's just beautifully done, man. And on the inside, there's also some incredible panels. Take a look at this one, or early in the issue. This huge console and screen in this ship. Look at this background. Look at this stuff. I live for this. It's hard to explain it. I love being able to look at stuff I can't explain. It's just so creative, so nuts. This is beautiful stuff, man. So, the Black Stars, the Masters of the Black Stars. I brought them up in my previous previous video as well on Thor. And Avalon, in that particular issue, was a foe for Thor who became a friend, an ally. And in this issue, he shows his people, the caretakers for the Masters of the Black Stars. And they need Thor's help to break out of their slavery and get their freedom. So this is a pretty serious issue, and you see some of the panels again. Look at this incredible stuff. The compositions of some of they could make covers, great covers on their own. So that is that, and we are going to move on to our next one, number 12 on the list. This is Mighty Thor 217. All right, this is Odin against Thor, father against son. All right, and this is the work of John Romita Sr., okay, and Gaspar Saladino on the letters. Okay, this is August of 73, and you look here, Thor has been broken. Mjolnir, his hammer, just resting outside of his hand. And Odin, with his hands smoking, looking like he's thinking, what have I done? What have I done? My boy. Yeah, or he's shrugging like, hey, what could I do? What could I do, man? Yeah, God versus God. It's a, the Odin versus Thor conflict lends itself to some really nice covers. The background here, the red gradient, becoming orange around the Asgardian architecture in the background. The coloration really sets this one off for me. I really dig this one. Yes, indeed. And there's no word bubbles, but the text on here really tells a pretty nice story, I think. To the winner, Asgard, and to the loser, death. Well said. Yeah. But yeah, in this issue, there are imposters of the Asgardian gods. So there you go. I mean, is this Odin that you see on this cover? Alrighty then. But anyways, this cover, all like I said, the Odin versus Thor ones, they often just come with it. Yes. Well, let's move on to the next one. This is number 11. This is Mighty Thor 255. And this one came out in October of 76. Okay, and guess who did this one? This is the work of Jack Kirby. Okay, Verporten and John Romita Sr. once again. Okay, so this is the Stone Men from Saturn. It's a bewildering cover at first, isn't it? You see Thor, Lady Sif, the Warriors 3 once again, getting buried under these rocks. Luckily it's not quicksand, but these Stone Men of Saturn, almost looking like the Easter Island statues, but they're carrying guns. They got gats, man. Alright, but they got some gravity rays, as they're saying here. Nothing that lives can defy the power of our gravity ray, Asgardian. And then a moment longer, and you'll be dragged beneath the earth forever. This is not Earth, though, of course, and you can see their ship in the background there, floating in space. Beautiful background, isn't it? Yeah, so this in this issue, they get, I don't know if I'd say stranded here, they get attacked by the Stone Men here, trying to, they got eyes on their ship to get up out of there, because their own ship is done, it's damaged. So serious business, man. Big brawl erupts. They got their gravity rays out to take down Thor and his friends, but they're out of there, man. And take a look at this. The Stone Men of Saturn appeared in Journey into Mystery 83, introducing the mighty Thor, the most exciting superhero of all time. Begin the saga of Thor in this issue. They appeared in Thor's first modern appearance in Marvel Comics. That's incredible stuff. So these guys, they deserved a return match, I think. All right, so let's move on to our next one on the list. This is number 10, and it's Mighty Thor 180. And this came out way back in July of 1970. This is one of the older ones you'll have on this list, okay? And this is the work of Neil Adams and Marie Severin and Joe Sinnott. Yes, Neil Adams with one of his Marvel appearances here, When Gods Go Mad. And you see here, Thor going nuts. He's just flying recklessly. You can see he's crumbling a building to the left. People below him running in fear. Okay, you can see everything else. There's cars flipped. There's water on the ground here. Rubble, destroyed tenement buildings. People on the streets. A bus smoking. What's going on? Yeah, pretty interesting stuff when you see it. And to understand what's happening, well, it's Loki in the body of Thor, and nobody knows. So Loki wants to use Thor's power to cause mayhem and shock the world. So you see it even from the splash page. What's up? All right, and so if Loki is Thor, well, who is Loki now? All right, and we see Loki being condemned by Odin. Where? To the realm of Mephisto. Well, I mean, I think we realize what's happening here. We did a switcheroo, the old switcheroo. All right, and well, Loki's happy. Now he's in Thor's body and he can do what he wants. All right, so no joke, man. But yeah, that cover, I think, really does a pretty good job of making you wonder what's going on. Has Thor lost his damn mind? All right. Neil Adams, though, man, he really knew how to bring it. He knew how to put emotion and desperation on his covers. Yes. All right, we're going to proceed to number 9 on our list. And this is Mighty Thor 244, which came out in November of 1975. And this is the work of Rich Buckler and Joe Sinnott. That's a great tandem right there. All right. And on this cover, you see Thor saying, "If I cannot defeat the Time Twisters, the planet Earth is doomed. But even my mystic mallet cannot stop them." All right. And this issue, 244, this is the issue after the one we looked at earlier with the dinosaur and the Mongol hordes and the so on and so forth. So the Time Twisters have come, and they are laying waste to this world we see around them. Zarko's world, the Tomorrow Man. Okay, and this is the way the world ends. This is desperate situations going on, and these Time Twisters are vicious, cruel, damn near omnipotent. I almost said impotent. Damn, omnipotent. Big difference. All right. Man, I got to apologize to the Time Twisters for that. But yeah, they lay waste to the people on this planet Earth, of course. And you see that they can bring in warriors from all time periods, bring them in to do battle against Thor and his fellows. All right. And seeing this, Zarko, the Tomorrow Man, and his servitor, they want to get up out of Dodge. They want to get out of the situation and survive so their world can survive. Man, high stakes in Thor comics. And I think the covers really show that too. The Time Twisters really look super powerful on this cover. Great stuff, man. All right, let's go to our next one. This is number 8. Okay, and this is Mighty Thor 199. Yes. And you see here, death to the legions of Pluto at the bottom here. Thor in the middle of combat, in the midst of it all, in the mix. Fight on, ye warriors of Asgard. Fight on for the soul of Odin. Look at that pose. Look at the action going on here. And by the way, this is John Buscema, Frank Giacola, and Sam Rosen. Yes. There's scale on this cover, isn't there? There are battles going on in the foreground. Look at the background. You've got Pluto swinging his axe against who? That's Hela. Wow, oh, wow, what's going on? Hela, one of Thor's biggest nemesis. And she is fighting Pluto. Okay, baddie versus baddie. All right, or villain versus villain, I should say. I can't use the word baddie anymore. You people are ruining words out there, people. Damn it. All right. So in the background, you also see the ships sailing in this, the water through these mountains to the side, these cliffs, the lightning in the background. The warriors of Pluto, the legions of Pluto, coming up this trail. All right, and you see again in the issue the ships of Pluto. Look at this splash. All right, and by the way, ain't nobody better than Vince Colletta inked the the inside of this issue. It's a bit hit or miss, I'll say that. But there's still some nice compositions and some big things happening here. And at the end of this issue, Pluto is lord over all. Oh my goodness. And even his grotesque troops behind him look horrified at what he's about to do. All right, good stuff, man. But this cover looking like all-out action, and the horrors of war. A bloody melee right there before our eyes. And more to come with those ships in the background. Great stuff. All right, let's move on to our next one on the list, man. This is this is number 7 on our list, issue 273. And this one came out in April of 1978. Yeah, make sure I got that right, damn it. Yeah. My 8 looks like a 3. Anyways, it's John Buscema, Tom Palmer, and Gaspar Saladino on the lettering. Buscema and Palmer, my all-time favorite art team. The Midgard Serpent on this cover, going up against Thor, with its mouth and fangs ready to clamp down on the god of thunder. Here saying, "Strike, O devourer of worlds, either thou or Thor shall die this day." The thing that I really love about this cover, it's not Thor and it's not the Midgard Serpent, unless you really notice what the Midgard Serpent is doing in the far background, crushing this building and just passing through another one. All the people on the street in front of the building. It just gives such a sense of length of the Midgard Serpent, the size of this damn thing. I think that's great work. The white background doesn't bother me whatsoever, but the scale, the sense of depth, to me makes this cover. Yes, and in this issue, Thor is accompanied by a documentarian, by the name of Harris Hobbs. He wants to record Asgard. He wants to go to Asgard, and he's had some nightmares or dreams about Asgard, so he has to kind of fulfill that need to see it. He's desperate. All right, and the Midgard Serpent that you see on the cover doesn't amount to as much as I guess you might think as it would in this issue. But there's a lot of interesting stuff here. Thor gets this huge cube thing that he's transporting to Asgard. I think he gets it from Stark International in this issue, actually. And he's transporting it along the Rainbow Bridge. And Heimdall stops him and, confronts him like, what's happening here? Can I, check what's in the box? Well, anyways, through that, he brings it in, and what is it inside? It's those damn documentarians. The dude I told you about before, and his camera and sound people. They become important soon enough. They'll be back in this video, for damn sure. Okay, let's go to the next one, though. And this one is number 6 on our list. This is Mighty Thor 233. And this unique and striking cover says here at the top, "The battle you've been waiting for. It's world war between Asgard and Earth." And look at this portal forming in the sky, and these Asgardian warriors coming down on their horses, looking like they're trying to get out of rush hour traffic. Imagine that. They only got that Rainbow Bridge. They don't have a lot of wide streets in Asgard, do they? Get bunched up with all these other horse riders. People get all cranky, man. Gods with limitless power. But anyways, here they come at Thor. Full force. This one kept creeping up my list. The more I looked at it, the more I started to love it and enjoy it. The people in the background, the cop, like, what am I going to do about this? And the blue sky, I love that too. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Very memorable, unforgettable stuff. And look at some of the panels here, man. "Hear me, Thor, for I know you're watching. I declare war between you and I. War between Asgard and Earth. Face me if you dare, for if I swear, brother, I will destroy you. Loki, it's that damned infernal Loki." Okay, and he brings his warriors with him. And the American military, they file up, they line up. All right. And in this, they do battle with the legions of Loki. All right, man against myth, legions against legends. The armies of Earth and Asgard clash with a sound that would drown the thunder. Wow, look at this stuff, man. That's pretty cool. But yeah, there you go, man. That cover really sets it off. Asgard versus Earth. Yeah, let's move on to our next. We're into our top 5, are we not? This is Mighty Thor 221. And this one came out in November of 1973. This is the first appearance of Hercules in these videos. I know some of y'all been waiting for Hercules to appear. Hell yeah. All right. So in this one, which was the work of John Buscema, John Romita Sr., and Danny Crespi. All right, 70s legends, all of them. Hercules here holding up a broken column saying, "Thou hast dared to challenge Hercules, and so must die." All right, impressive stuff. Hercules looks super powerful. The crack marks on the column make it look like it's his hand pressure creating those cracks, and him lifting this immense object above his head. Thor getting ready to defend himself, and all these other Olympians around reeling from what's happening, knowing they better get the hell up out of there. They're not ready. This is an iconic cover. It looks like an epic fight between two heavyweights. Even if I didn't know who Hercules was, it would still look like a big time encounter here, despite the white background. So I'm putting aside my subjective need to see an interesting background here, because what's happening right between these two is good enough. All right. So in this one, Thor's mad, saying, "Speak, thou robed fops, where is he? Where is Hercules, that laughing lord of deceit?" Big talk from the god of thunder. And then look at this. "Silence, Asgardian, 'tis my noble friend you speakest of. Insult him, and thou dost insult Kratos as well." This is Kratos, man, not Kratos. Or is it? And then he deals with Kratos, and then Hercules is like, and then comes at him. "This defeat the brave Kratos. Have at thee, traitor." And they go at each other full speed, man. Great stuff. So this encounter, this conflict was all a misunderstanding. It was seen or thought that Hercules was in cahoots with Pluto, the evil Pluto, keeping this young lady prisoner named Krista, a young goddess called Krista. All right. So there was all a misunderstanding about this. They don't worry, they work it out. Thor and Hercules always work it out. They're good. But look at this panel. This is beautifully drawn stuff. Great work, isn't it? All right. But yeah, again, Hercules versus Thor. It's always a big time issue when those two are around each other. All right. Let's go to our next one, though. We're on number 4. This is Mighty Thor 227. Good Lord, Hercules. He's back. He's back. All right. That wasn't enough, what we just saw. We need more Hercules. All right. But maybe a lot of people wouldn't have put this one above the other one. But I don't care, man. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. All right. So here you see side by side with Hercules and Firelord. Okay. 3 against the living planet. And in this one, they're up against Ego, the living planet. All right. And these slimy, green, monstrous fellows coming out of the muck on this cover. And by the way, don't forget about Firelord in the background. Super powerful Herald of Galactus. And the cosmic background that we see behind them all. The color contrasts work beautifully. The depth works nice. I love this monster in the foreground reaching out from the ground here. I love the cosmic background. I love the fear on Thor's face. All right, the struggle he's having. I just, there's so much about this one that I love. I loved it when I looked at it from a distance. All right, and that's something that I do sometimes. I like to look at these covers from a distance. Which ones pop? Which ones catch my eye? This one did. Yes. So the thing is, though, in this issue, these slimy monster dudes they don't really look like that at all. They're not really that slimy. They don't really come out of the muck. They're actually in the brain, the mind of Ego. All right, so it's a little bit different than I think what it looks like on the cover, but still pretty cool stuff, man. Hercules side by side with Thor. That always makes for a pretty cool issue. All right, hey man, we are into our top 3, baby. All right, and this is Mighty Thor 275. This beautiful cover came out in June of 1978. It's John Buscema and Gaspar Saladino on the letters. So the art was just Buscema mostly. Look at this, man. This is great stuff, ain't it? All right, but take a look what it's saying here. While Balder lies dying and a universe trembles, Thor battles Loki in the land of trolls. And look at this black arrow above. And Live or Die. It's all being filmed for TV. Yeah, if you look in the middle of this cover, there's a cameraman right there in the mix amongst these trolls. Look at this image again. Isn't that cool, man? Yeah, it's like, this is Howard Cosell. It's Thor battling Loki. It's God versus God. Yeah, man, this is, but for real, it's like this happened. Remember what I said about Harris Hobbs earlier? That the documentarian dude? Yep, here he is with his camera dudes. And this cameraman becomes very important in this story. All right, so in this, you see the cameraman. By the way, the interior was Buscema and Palmer. The cameraman named Red Norvell goes up, tries to work his magic on Lady Sif, which is Thor's lady. All right, he tries to come up to her and saying, "Look, all I know is a good-looking lady when I see one, and you sure beat anything I've seen lately in any singles bar. Why don't you ditch Goldilocks and we can, away, mortal. Thou dost presume to lay hands upon the chosen of Thor. Be glad, rather, that I do not smite thee with mine own sword." All right, but anyways, he gets all tied up with Loki. He gets mixed up with Loki in this issue, actually, and he gets taken along in battle with Loki. Take a look at this. In this battle with Loki and trolls and so on, this is wild. Special effects like these would have cost Lucas or Spielberg a fortune. Sure, they're a repulsive lot, but I'm a newsman, not a judge. I'm just here to... And then this troll says, "Loki, hast thou brought this mortal here, mayhap to spy on us with yon strange device?" He says, uh-oh. "Let him alone, misbegotten one. He is a friend of Loki. And liar, thou hast no friends here or elsewhere. You, here, who do you think you is?" Haha. And then later on, Thor, after the battle, he didn't have beef with this dude. He was just there to do a documentary. Loki's been knocked out. And this man here, Red Norvell, ends up getting the trust of Thor, given the Belt of Strength. Interesting mistake, and you'll see that in the issues to come after this. All right, interesting stuff though, and that cover, man, the detail in it alone, but there's so much dynamic stuff, and just seeing the cameraman here, Red Norvell, in the middle of it's kind of subtle in a way, but it's beautiful work, very memorable cover. All right, we're on to number 2, and this is issue 189. All right, so this is going way back, actually. This is April of 1971. This is the work of John Buscema, Jim Mooney, and Marie Severin. And this beautiful, beautiful cover found its way higher and higher and higher on my list. And this issue actually came out after 188, which was my number 1 choice. In my previous video, that was my favorite cover of the 70s, The End of Eternity. So Hela wants her revenge on Thor on this cover. Just to give some context, she couldn't claim Odin, so she needs to get Thor instead. And she's saying, "Thunder God, your time has come." And he is saying, "'Tis Hela, she hath found me at last." And she is walking in the air. And I have always found that to be incredibly intimidating. Okay, not to just be flying in, but to be walking in the air. If I could do that, I would do that all the time. All right, and here she looks chilling, and the firefighters and the fire truck in the background, with the smoke from the building. And look at the firefighters; they're all dying of old age before us, and it's the Icy Touch of Death. All right, so this is a thrilling cover, and I love the background of the sky. Look at the gradation, the blue sky at the top turning into purple, orange, different shades of orange than yellow. The people in the background saying, "Oh my goodness, what's going on?" But really, to me, what sells this most of all are the firemen, the firefighters here. They look like they are in dire straits. They are desperate. They look almost skeletal in how they've been affected here by Hela. This is great stuff, man. Yes. And on the inside of this, you see on the splash page, Odin has taken his throne. He's returned back to normal. But Thor is now in the crosshairs. The warriors, 3 behind him, and Lady Sif supporting him. He's got a lot on his hands right now. Okay, and throughout this issue, Hela is on the lookout for him because he turned into Donald Blake, Dr. Blake, his alter ego on Earth, because Hela couldn't find him in that form. But she comes down knowing that Thor is hiding, and she decides to make a display of these firefighters and aging them in a matter of seconds. And look at Hela's disguise. She's wearing one of them KGB hats. Yeah. All right. And still, man, this is great stuff. Hela is a deadly, deadly opponent. This cover sells her as such beautifully. All right. Look, we got one more to go, don't we? Okay, and that is number 1, Mighty Thor 203. They walk like gods. Terrific, impactful, unforgettable, jarring cover. This is unbelievable stuff. And again, the border, the black border around this one, I think lends something epic to what's inside. And you see Thor, Lady Sif, and I believe that's Balder. I hope I'm right about that. And they are looking up at the sky at these 3 figures that walk like gods. Like gods. That's an interesting description. All right. But the scale, the impressiveness here of these figures in the sky, the red and yellow, the clouds circling them, looking to almost be part of them with the colors as well. This is incredible, unbelievable stuff. I love this cover, man. This one came out, by the way, in June of '72. This is the solo work of John Buscema, the genius John Buscema. But in this issue, Heimdall, I mentioned him earlier, Heimdall recruits 3 regular folk, all right, for some kind of plan for Odin. Okay, and here you'll see there is the young lady here named Chilo. Chilo. That'd be a pretty cool rap name, man. Chilo. All right. And next to her is this guy named Carter Diem. And then this other dude, this young man here, is Jason Kimball, okay, or Kimball, okay, and they're regular people, and they're wondering what's going on. What have we been brought together for? Okay, and later on in this issue, they become gods, or like gods, I suppose. And look at this, as they are all reborn in this form. Okay. Odin in the sky, and I think I'll narrate this one. 'Twas my plan from the very beginning, e'en before the dread Mangog did reappear. For this did I send Sif to Black World, and thee to World's End, and Heimdall here to Earth. Only by the most elaborate scheme could my delicate plan succeed, and succeed it has. For this day a new race of gods has been born, a younger race. So, Asgard, Odin, what are they thinking? What's going on here? But look at this image, this stairway to heaven, the beams up to the sky. Imaginative stuff, man. This is crazy work, but I love it. And I love these covers. I love these Thor covers. Thor 203. I think we're ending off with a bang. That's my top 15 of the rest. So that's basically the top 30. But you know what? Take the numbers with a grain of salt. Okay? I down to the wire. I sometimes change my order. Sometimes there's such a slight difference between a 10 and a 9. Okay? Or even a 13 and a 7. You never know, right? And sometimes I see something different on certain days. Great covers, though. This was a lot of 5-star stuff. And I've really enjoyed digging into Thor covers in particular. There you go, man. I think that's enough for now. This was the Pop Culture Cosmonaut. Once again, we'll be back, because we always come back.